Welcome to the Actors Fund podcast series. These videos are based on workshops that are presented regularly in our New York City and Los Angeles offices. Being a part of this profession, we know all too well how episodic our work can be. The information presented today is geared towards assisting entertainment and performing arts professionals. This is for you. The Actors Fund is a nationwide human services organization that helps all professionals in performing arts and entertainment. The fund is a safety net, providing programs and services for those in our industry that are in need, crisis, or transition. For more information about the work of the Actors Fund, please visit our website at www.actorsfund.org. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that you'll find this session useful and informative. Our previous two videos were about organizing your expenses and income as a way to manage your cash flow. This video is about assessing your credit health. We will show you how to analyze your personal credit and debt profile, including how to understand your credit report and your credit score. We will also take you through the Actors Fund Credit Accounts Organizer, a self-assessment tool which will give you a simplified snapshot of your pertinent credit and debt information. Credit is important in today's world. Responsible use of credit gives you many valuable options that can improve your financial life. For many people in the industry, credit is the tool that you use to ensure lifestyle continuity. In other words, paying your bills and putting food on the table when you're in between jobs. But credit is also called the cement parachute, and there's a reason. When you use your available credit, it becomes debt. Debt can limit your options and create undue financial pressure. How do you know if you have a debt problem? In this segment, we will be using a tool called the Credit Accounts Organizer. Before we get started, please download a free copy of the Credit Accounts Organizer so you will be able to follow along. Your credit report is a one-stop shop for information about where you live, how you pay your bills, and certain public record information. There are three companies that gather and compile this information: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Each company formats and records it a little differently, but essentially, they provide the same services, and the information in each of the three reports should be pretty consistent. You have the right to request one free copy of your credit report each year, and the way you do that is by going online to www.annualcreditreport.com or by calling 1-877-322-8228. You could also write to Annual Credit Report Request Service, P.O. Box 105281, Atlanta, Georgia, 30348 to request a written form. You will be asked to provide some identifying information to prove that you are indeed you, and then you will be able to look at your report. Credit reports contain four main sections. Identifying information. This includes your name or other variations of your name that you might use when doing business. Trade lines. This is the monthly activity and account information provided by the companies with whom you do business. Credit inquiries. There are two kinds. Soft inquiries are when companies look at your credit information because they might want to market to you, and hard inquiries are when you are applying for credit and you authorize that company to pull and review your credit report as part of the application process. Public record and collection information. This is information from state and county courts, which includes bankruptcies, foreclosures, suits, wage attachments, liens, and judgments. It's important to review your credit report on a regular basis so that you can check for inaccuracies and watch out for potential fraud or identity theft. Some people do this once a year. Others go to www.annualcreditreport.com every 4 months and pull a report from just one of the three reporting bureaus. However you do it, you should understand that the purpose of a credit report is to simply gather and compile the information provided by your creditors. The reporting bureaus don't generate this information themselves. If you see something on your credit report that you believe is not accurate, you can initiate what's called a dispute to get the creditor who reported that information to prove that it is valid. The creditor has 30 days to verify its validity, or else the item will be removed from the report. You would need to repeat this process with each of the 3 reporting bureaus. Only inaccurate information can be removed from a credit report. Even if something is damaging to you, if the creditor can prove that it's true, you can't legally have it removed from the reports. Now, this is just a basic overview of credit reports. We could spend a couple of hours on this topic alone, so for more, I would encourage you to go to the Fair Isaacs website at www.myfico.com and check out their education section, or to the Federal Trade Commission's website at www.ftc.gov and their consumer education section on credit and loans. The second area of credit health is a good credit score. Your credit score is used by lenders to determine how risky it is for them to lend you money based on the data in your credit report. If your score is low, creditors would need to charge you high interest or fees to offset the risk that you might default on your scheduled payments. If your score is high, creditors will lend you money at better terms with the expectation that you are more likely to pay as agreed over the term of the loan. There are various credit scoring models, but the most widely used scoring model comes from Fair Isaacs Corporation and is known as a FICO Score. You can purchase your FICO Score by going to www.myfico.com, or you can purchase your score from any of the 3 credit reporting bureaus, each of whom has their own scoring model. You might discover that these different sources come up with scores that can range a bit, and while some variance is normal, these numbers should be pretty similar. Unlike the annual credit report, you do not have a right to a free credit score. The credit score is proprietary information, and most places charge between $7 and $20. I currently know of only one service where you can get your credit score free of charge, and that's at www.creditkarma.com, which provides you with a free score by allowing sponsor partners to advertise to you on their site. Credit scores based on the FICO model range from 300 to 850. Excellent, over 750. Very good, 721 or higher. Average, acceptable, 661 to 720. Uncertain, 620 to 660, high risk, 619 and under. How does the credit score get tabulated? Well, we don't know exactly. The scoring models used by various companies are highly confidential. Also keep in mind that your credit score is really a complex algorithm that compares all of the information in your credit report with other people's information in order to predict your likelihood of defaulting on a payment. It's not a score in the sense that if you are late with a credit card bill, you lose 5 points. The fluctuations depend on many other factors. But we do know some things about how scores get computed. In general, your payment history makes up about 35% of your score. Your credit utilization rate, how much of your available credit you're using, is about 30% of your score. The length of your credit history is 15%. The amount of new credit you've recently applied for constitutes 10%, and whether or not you have a mix of credit types, say a mortgage, student loan, and credit cards, would make up about 10% of your score. Some people get obsessed with optimizing their credit score, but really, if you are relatively stable and have good financial management habits, then your credit score should take care of itself. Do the following and your score should stay in the good to excellent range. Pay your bills on time. Keep balances low. Keep your old accounts open. Eliminate errors on your credit report. Rehabilitate defaulted student loans. Clean up public record information. Credit reports and credit scores are a very rich, detailed way of looking at how others evaluate your financial information. But for getting a handle on your day-to-day situation, the Credit Accounts Organizer is great. The Credit Accounts Organizer is a simple table with 6 columns. It captures all of your critical account information on one page, making it clear and easy to understand. First is the account name. This is for you, so just go ahead and write down what you call each card or account. Let's say you have a credit card and the proper name is HSBC Platinum Rewards Select for college students, but you just think of it as my HSBC card or my rewards card. Just write down the latter. Keep it simple. In the balance column, write down the current balance on that card. Next, the credit limit on that card. Then the interest rate, or the APR. What if you have two balances at different APRs on the same card, like in the case of a balance transfer at 0%, but new purchases at 7%? If that's the case, do a separate line for each balance with a different interest rate. Okay, in the next column, we have minimum payment. I want you to write down the minimum payment, not the amount that you generally pay each month. This is very important. Even if you never pay just the minimum, for our purposes today, I want you to get that number and write it in this column. Finally, account status. Is the account current, meaning you're not late on your payments? Is it past due, in default, or in collections? Write the status in this last column. Repeat this process for each open credit card account you have. Even if the card is one that you just keep in a drawer and it doesn't have a balance on it, we still want to record it so that we have a comprehensive picture of your current credit and debt information. Once you have each account entered, we want to start putting it all together so you can see the big picture. Add up all your current account balances and put the number in the box at the bottom of the page where it says total balance equals. Next, add up all the credit limits of all of the accounts and put it in the little box that says total credit line equals. Finally, add up each minimum payment amount and put the total where it says monthly debt payment equals. The total balance is the overall amount that you owe. Now, this may seem obvious, but many people lose sight of how much debt they carry. This is especially true when you have balances on multiple accounts and you just think of it as about $2,500 here and about $4,000 here. It's easy to be off by quite a lot unless you put it all together. The total credit line number is important because it helps us determine how much of your available credit you're using. To figure that out, we divide your total balance by your total credit line. For example, if your total balance is $15,000 and your total credit line is $33,000, then $15,000 divided by $33,000 is 0.45 or 45%. You are using 45% of your available credit. The other important number on this page is the monthly debt payment equals number. This is the amount that it costs you just to carry your debt from month to month. It is the recurring drain on your income. The reason I recommend that people focus on this number instead of what they may choose to pay over and above this number is because it is absolutely counterproductive to pay more than the minimum if you are still charging things and incurring new debt. It is better to pay just the minimum and try to buy everything else in your budget with the cash you have on hand. You cannot incur new debt and pay down debt at the same time. Finally, let's take a look at the interest rate column. Your interest rates are going to reflect your credit score and what credit products are available right now. To learn more about how the lending industry is trending, I recommend sites like bankrate.com or cardweb.com. To recap, there are three main components to assessing your credit health. Your credit report is an organized compilation of your important account information. Your creditors send monthly reports about your account activity to the three main reporting bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. You can get one free report each year from each of the three reporting bureaus by going to www.annualcreditreport.com. Your credit score, which ranges from 300 to 850, is based on the information in your credit report. Your credit score is determined by looking at your payment history, how much you owe, length of credit history, application for new credit, and mix of types of credit. For a more personal assessment tool, we like the Credit Accounts Organizer. This makes it easy for you to see your total balance, credit utilization rate, and monthly debt payment. You can see what kinds of interest rates are being charged and whether you're keeping up with your monthly payments. Using all of these tools will give you a clear sense of your overall credit health. If you have questions about how to manage your debt, or if your debt has already become a problem, please contact the Actors Fund at 800-221-7303 or go to the website for the National Foundation for Credit Counseling at www.nfcc.org. Thank you.